What's going on, Washington fans? Welcome back to another stream. As you know, we jump on all breaking news around here, even if it seems a little bit, non-important. This one, not so much of big news, but Washington has hired a quarterbacks coach. The first move for their new offensive coordinator, David Blau. So I need you guys to do me a quick favor. Make sure you guys hit the like button on this stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. This is very interesting. We talked about DJ Williams the other day, obviously being the son of Doug Williams, Commanders legend, Redskins legend, I should say. This feels sort of like you did it just because he's Doug Williams' son, if that makes sense. I really hope they didn't just do that, because this business is not about that. You don't just hire people because of, connections like that. At least that's not the way it's supposed to be run. I would like to think the Commanders didn't do that, but it's also, it's a quick move. I told y'all, like, David Blau had no idea who he wanted to hire, right? He's never worked on another staff. He's never been on another staff. So he's not going to pull another guy to Washington in his first year as an offensive coordinator. So it felt like Dan Quinn was really in control of this decision. Sure enough, it seems like he was. I think they're going with kind of a safe move, a guy that's worked with Michael Penix, a guy that's worked with Kirk Cousins, and a guy that's worked with a decent amount of quarterbacks. So it's interesting, to say the least, that they're hiring DJ Williams. I'm not mad at all. I don't mind this move at all. I think this could work out very well. I just think that it's very important that we reflect on this heavily, because the quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels, they spend more time with their quarterbacks coach than the offensive coordinator. So if DJ Williams does not fit what Jaden Daniels wants him to fit, or they don't get along somehow, like that's going to be a problem. Don't just overlook this quarterback coach position. Don't just overlook it and say, oh, it doesn't matter. DJ Williams is fine because the position doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It matters. So this is the first move for David Blau. This move matters. Yes, it does. It holds a lot of weight, actually. I'm surprised they didn't bring in a guy that, had ties to Jaden Daniels, right? There'd be a lot of guys from LSU or Arizona State that would love to come work in the NFL, even as a quarterbacks coach. There'd be a lot of guys that would love to do that. I promise you that. So I'm surprised that they didn't, hire one of those guys, but they went with a guy that has no experience with Jaden Daniels, but he's worked with Michael Penix. Michael Penix wasn't bad till he got injured. I'll say that. Michael Penix wasn't bad. Kirk Cousins was always ready to play. There's just not much, situations to take from this to really learn about DJ Williams. But if you look at it, I mean, this is Doug Williams' son. This is a guy that is young, that could potentially also be one of the brighter young minds in the NFL. So I'm not mad at this move. Let me see if DJ Williams, let me just see exactly how old he is. To just check up with you guys on that, because I believe he's pretty young, right? So let me see. There's actually not an age on here online. Yeah, he was a Grambling State quarterback. I do know that. He was added to Raheem Morris's staff, obviously. He was the assistant quarterbacks coach in Atlanta. There's no age there, but I assume he's pretty young. I mean, you can see by the thumbnail, he looks pretty young. So, he looks pretty young. Make sure you guys smash the like button. By the way, we have 38 people in here. Let's try and get up to 30 likes in the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Trying to reach 4K subscribers. Make sure you guys do all that good stuff. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. Now, let's continue talking about this. So I think that I think there's a lot of things that you can take from this, but I just hope it's not. I hope it's not the move where it's like, we just hired you because your dad is Doug Williams, and it just feels like a very DQ-ish type thing, right? So I just hope it wasn't a family type move over some of the top candidates, right? Um, I don't know enough about DJ Williams. None of us do really, to be honest. Like to really tell you a whole lot about this, but I'll say congrats to DJ Williams. Again, I just don't want this to be a family type move. Um, over like if you could have found someone better, I just don't want this to be a family type move, right? If that makes sense. Just don't go out here and hire him just because he's Doug Williams' son. That doesn't matter in the league. That does not matter at all in the league. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they did that. I doubt they did that, right? Again, that they're not, they don't really roll that way. So they love to give guys their first opportunity, right? He was an assistant quarterbacks coach in Atlanta. So DQ is going to say, "Oh, we wanted to give him an opportunity, whatever." We'll see how DJ Williams does. But it's not like this can go majorly wrong. Didn't feel like this could go majorly wrong. I mean, I don't think you can really, hypothetically mess up a hiring of a quarterbacks coach, but I will say don't overlook it. That's what I'm gonna tell you most is don't overlook it. Don't say, like, I see someone in the comments, who cares about this? Like, you should care. Jaden Daniels, the Ferrari, the franchise quarterback. Who's he going to be spending the most of his time with over the next 5 years? It's DJ Williams now. It's DJ Williams now. That's who he's going to be spending most of his time with. So, are we okay with that? We're just going to continue to learn about DJ Williams. We're fine with it now. But again, don't overlook it because he's going to be spending the majority of his time with DJ Williams. So we have to make sure that he's a developed and a developed guy and a guy that's ready to be molded into a younger, brighter offensive mind and a guy that can really strengthen Jaden Daniels, build Jaden Daniels up because that's what he needs. That's what he needs. That's what he needs. I will say, I love what DQ and Adam Peters are doing right now. They were not telling us any lie when they said they were going young. They weren't telling us any lie. Now, there's, obviously on the defensive side of the ball, it seems like they're going a little bit older, but they said that, it's fine because they said they wanted a guy with experience calling plays. And if that's what you want, then okay, go out there and get that. But they weren't lying when they said they were going after young guys. Like, again, David Blau has, he didn't make this decision. It didn't feel like, he would make this decision. Again, he didn't work anywhere else. So there's nowhere for him to draw from. He couldn't bring anybody else over. So, yeah, I feel like this move is from DQ. We'll see how this works. Again, David Blau couldn't draw anybody over. So, yeah, we'll see how this works. Make sure you guys smash the like button on this stream while you're here. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button if you're not subscribed as well. Trying to reach 4K subscribers. Also, make sure you guys send a super chat support. Any super chats are greatly appreciated. Super chats will also be read first out of all the comments. So, yeah, let's get to the comment section here. Again, I don't have much to say. Like, I don't know much about DJ Williams. I don't have much to say about him. Like, if I just go on Google, there's not much at all. Like, he's worked for the Saints, he's worked for the Falcons. Again, he was a Grambling State quarterback. He's been a quarterback before. His father coached him at Grambling State. So he's transitioned from player to coach, which is kind of what you want. You want him to be able to feel things out with Jaden Daniels. That's what you really want. And this is who Jaden's going to be talking to most of the time, probably over these next 5 years, unless, DJ Williams is just an absolute stud and he becomes an offensive coordinator somewhere else. So, yeah, this matters. This matters. Definitely don't overlook this move. But let's get to the comment section here. Again, if you want to jump to the front of the line, the comment section, super chats are the way that you do that. Otherwise, let's get to the comment section. That's what I want to know. Was this just he's Doug's boy or he's the better coach? Feels like a son move. That's what I told y'all. Yeah, it's hard to get a read on that now. It feels, I think it would feel more of, just to be honest here, feels more of like it's because it's Doug Williams' son moved, right now. I mean, they don't know much about him, right? Like, was he there with Atlanta when DQ worked there? No, he wasn't there. Um, just based off how young he wasn't there. I don't believe. So, yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, it feels like it's because Doug Williams, that's his son. That's just my read on this situation now. That's just my read on it. So yeah, that's what I'm getting out of this. I don't know how you come to hire a guy like this fast, and they just don't know much about him, right? It doesn't feel like they know a whole lot about it. But hey, that interview must have went well. We can say that this is a good hire. Yeah, I mean, we can call it a good hire. I don't have much to say because we are still like we just gotta see. We just gotta see David Blau. We just have to see now DJ Williams, right? We just have to see these guys. We just have to see these guys. That's the reality of the situation. So you can't really hate on them. You can't act like you love them until you really see them. That's what I'd say to y'all is don't go too strong one way or the other. Don't go too strong one way or the other because you have to see these things play out. And both these things could very well play out bad, but both these things could very well play out good. You could be getting two guys here, two guys in DJ Williams and David Blau that are elite young offensive minds that are going to be something in the future. In 5 years, are both head coaches. You could be getting something like that, but you just don't know. You have to watch it play out. You have to see it play out. And until it does play out, I'm not going to go too strong one way or the other. So, let's see. I feel like he helped develop Penix and got the Saints a top 10 offense when Carr was there. Yeah, what did he do with the Saints? I thought it was just, with the Falcons. But I can look like what exactly he did with the Saints because I'm again, I'm uninformed about this guy. So DJ Williams served the New Orleans Saints as offensive assistant from 2019 to 2023, focusing heavily on quarterback development, helping Derek Carr have a strong 2023 season before he moved to the Atlanta Falcons as an assistant quarterbacks coach in 2024. He started with the Saints in 2017, assisting with training camp, and officially joined the staff at full-time in 2019 as an offensive quality control coach working with quarterbacks. That's interesting. So he's also really worked his way up too. That's very interesting. I'm not mad to hear that. I love guys that work their way up, just continue to work their way up, grind in this league. And now look where he's at. He's getting to work with Jaden Daniels, who arguably had the best rookie season of all time last year. So, hey, I'm not mad. I don't think the Falcons would have hired him just for being Doug Williams' son. I agree. So he's probably not completely useless. Yeah, he's not completely useless. And I don't think Dan Quinn is like that either. I don't think Dan Quinn is going to do that either, right? They're not just going to hire him just because he's Doug Williams' son. That's more of a joke when I say that, but there is an actual real, reality to that. Teams would do that. I don't believe Dan Quinn would do that though. So yeah, I don't think Dan Quinn would do that. The interview had to go well. They had to talk to him about a bunch of different things. Jaden had to be like, I can only imagine how the Commanders talked to Jaden. I mean, they had to talk to Jaden about this, right? And who they were going to bring in, and he must have been okay with it. So like, that means we should probably just sit back and chillax and be okay with it now. Who cares about this? Again, people are going to overlook this, and this matters. If you don't understand the game of football, that's fair, Christopher. But this is the guy that Jaden Daniels is going to be with and spend the most time with and talk to most out of anyone in that building over the next 5 years. Most likely. So, yeah, this move does matter. It really does matter, and you should care about this. If you're a hardcore fan. If you're not a hardcore fan, like, some of y'all in here just wanted to get the news, get out. I get that, and maybe that's you. But if you're a hardcore fan, I think you should probably care about this, right? I think it's a notable enough move. They weren't lying when they said they were going young. Our coaches are younger than our roster. Yeah, Yeah, man. Currently, right? Because we haven't hit free agency yet. That's again, that's what I said earlier. Like they weren't lying. I mean, they were not lying when they said they were going young. And I love the aggressiveness from DQ and AP. I love that aggressiveness. I don't know about y'all, but I love the risk involved in these moves. And I feel like there's so much reward involved in these moves if they work out. I can't tell you if they're going to work out or not. We got some new viewers in the chat. Make sure you guys flood the comment section with all your opinions and thoughts. Make sure you guys leave a like on this stream. Please click the like button. It would really help me out. Please click the subscribe button as well if you're not subscribed. That would also really help me out trying to reach 4K subscribers. Make sure you guys send a super chat support. Any super chats are greatly appreciated. We're trying to get one super chat on this stream. It just kind of keeps this channel running, keeps this channel healthy. So, yeah, but make sure y'all flood the comment section. I love to hear your opinions on these type of moves. So, but yeah, they were not lying when they said they were going young. Not at all. Not at all, man. Again, I love the risk involved in these moves. I love the risk that they take when they make these type of moves. So, hey, I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. Not a bad hire. They was better guys a lot higher than DJ Williams. Yeah, it felt like there was probably some guys, a little bit more appealing than DJ Williams, but this is who they decided to go with. Again, I don't think this is just because of Doug Williams because he's his son. I don't think that. So there must have been something they really liked. And there was a guy I would have rather had, to be honest with you. I don't know about rather had, but I would have liked to get Mike Bercovici. I really like Mike Bercovici for the Panthers. I thought he would have been a solid prospect to have. They were talking about him the other day. Like, I thought he would have been a good guy to bring in. But these two, they run the same course. They're both young. You're getting kind of the same thing. So, and they both developed their quarterback. Like, Michael Penix was not bad in his rookie year. Michael Penix was not terrible this year. And then the Mike Bercovici, like, he ultimately developed Bryce Young. I just felt like he did a really nice job restoring Bryce Young's confidence and building him in that Carolina offense. And I would have liked to see him get hired, but I'm not going to complain too much. Like we can't, again, all these things have to play out. So we'll see. Nepotism. Yeah. Yeah. I like we getting young guys. I do too. I like the risk involved. I told you, I like the risk involved. I like the high risk, high reward type thing. And when you're possibly in your last year, if you're Dan Quinn, you have to have big nuts to make this kind of move. And these kinds of moves, really. Again, don't forget about David Blau too. He's building his staff around young guys. Apparently, there's something that he's learned in the past that has changed his perspective on how to build a staff. This is Dan Quinn's last shot. If this doesn't work out, he's done. He's done. We've gotten multiple reports. We've heard all about it. He's done if this doesn't work out. So this takes huge nuts to make these kind of moves. So I respect Dan Quinn for it. Like, if he goes out, he went out fighting. He went out taking risks. And I think that's the mindset that he has ultimately with this whole situation. So we'll see how it works, though. So I watched him in college, and he is good. And honestly, he couldn't fix Penix. Penix is not good, but I feel Jaden would do well with DJ, bias aside. I like that statement. That's, good information for me. Again, I'm just being straight up and honest with you guys. Like, I don't know much about DJ Williams. I don't, to be honest. I know he was at Grambling State. I know he's the son of Doug Williams. Other than that, I don't know much about him. I know he helped develop Penix, developed Kirk Cousins. Like, that's really all I know. It's really all I know. So yeah, I like that. I think a lot of guys can work with Jaden. I think him and Jaden will get along. I think Jaden can get along with a lot of guys. So, and again, they asked Jaden, like Jaden had some type of input and some type of say in this move. So, and he must have been fine with it. So, I'll take it. This saw a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I don't know what you I mean, the Commanders are just making their moves. They're just making their moves. I don't see Christopher, I don't see what's wrong, man. They're just making their moves. Again, I think when you look at it, they're taking risks. If you don't want to be a risk taker, then you might not like Dan Quinn because that's kind of what he is. You saw him, you see him in the games on fourth down. Like that's just what he is. Yo, my brethren, DJ is a solid hire. By the way, what's going on, Uptown Dre? DJ is a solid hire, young and has some experience. Helped Derek Carr to some big numbers in New Orleans. Yeah, 2023 was big for him. The organization is doing their due diligence. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'd love to see how this is going to play out. I definitely agree that he did a nice job with Derek Carr. He has some credentials to his name, to be honest with you. So yeah, solid hire, young. I'd love to be able to see how old he actually is. Like, can somebody? I'm trying to like just find an age. Okay, 43. 43. I think he's 43. Is this the right guy? Is DJ Williams? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many ages on here, bro. Yeah. Um, no. No, I'm looking at the wrong TJ Williams. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's no age for him. Not that age really matters that much. Oh, 25. Oh my gosh. If you're right about that. Wow. Wow. 25. Sheesh. Ooh, 25. Man, I expected him to be like at least older than David Blau. Man, 25 years old. That's insane. Whoa. Whoo, whoo. Wow. DQ. 25 years old. Wow. So he started working in the league when he was because it said he'd been with the Saints since 2017. Man, okay. I mean, wow, if you're accurate on that, that's insane. But I'm gonna trust you and believe you. If he's 25, that's insane. They really are going young. That's crazy. By the way, guys, make sure you click the like button in the stream. Make sure you guys click the subscribe button on this stream as well. Would really appreciate if you do those two simple things. Also, make sure you guys send a super chat support. Any super chats are greatly appreciated. Super chats help out a lot. And super chats are just really appreciated. Keep the channel going. Make sure you guys flood the comment section as well with your thoughts and opinions on this move. Apparently, allegedly, since I can't find, DJ Williams' age anywhere online, allegedly he's 25 years old. So, Commanders have hired DJ Williams as the new quarterback's coach here. So, we'll see how it's going to work. If he's 25 years old, that's insane. DQ starting to make me think he's not doing his homework on the offensive side of the ball. These hires better work out. Yeah, again, we're just going to have to see it through, play it through. You can't hate. You can't say anything real positive until you see these things go through and play each other out. So yeah, that's really what it is. And I love that you said DQ. Oh dang. No, he's not. That's the wrong DJ Williams. That's the wrong DJ Williams. No good chaos. Yeah, that's the wrong DJ Williams. I just looked it up. That's a guy that played for the Broncos. He was a linebacker. That's not him. That's not him. I don't believe. So, anyways, just to get back to the comment section here. Yeah, they better work out. They better work out because he's fired if not. So, he's taking risks. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I want Carl Scott. I want David to bring guys. He'll bring in the offensive line coach. Yeah, when you talk about David bringing in guys, he can't really. Unless you're going to take risks and you're going to take gambles on guys, you're going to gamble on certain guys. I already explained this. Like, David can't bring in guys he wants. David cannot bring in guys he wants because David's not been on a staff prior, and there would be no one else to bring over, to draw over. So these moves are pretty much coming from Dan Quinn right now. Like, the offensive line move, that's going to be from Dan Quinn. David can't hire anybody else. He doesn't know anyone else. He doesn't have a strong connection with anyone else. He couldn't draw anyone else to come work with him because he hasn't been on another staff. So, Carl Scott, though, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Pass game coordinator for the Seahawks. I talked about him a little bit in the video earlier today. So if you want to hear my opinions on that, you can go check out the video from earlier. Dumpster diving. He's cheap. Full stop. I mean, you weren't going to get much better. So I don't know what the old cheap thing is. This sounds like they did Doug a favor. He was a high upside guy. I would like to think different, right? I would love to think different. And be able to say like no, that, they didn't just do that. They didn't just hire him because he's Doug Williams' son. But I truthfully, I just can't tell you. I just can't tell you, why they really hired him. So I hope not. But I just don't think that's Dan Quinn's thing. I don't think they do that. So this organization will never win another Super Bowl. Extremely dull. Again, you just have to play these things out. There was a lot more guys. Let David pick his own guys. Again, David Blau cannot pick his own guys. He doesn't. He can't pick his own guys. He hasn't worked on a prior staff. There's no one. He can't draw anyone over. It happens with a first time offensive coordinator. It happens, right? So he can't pick his own guys. Yeah, let's wait another 3 years for it to play out. That's definitely not going to be the case, because if it doesn't play out next year, then Dan Quinn's going to be fired. So he didn't do much. They reached here for this hire. Was hoping for a lot better. I know about DJ. He was average hire. Give this a C. Oh, I respect it. I mean, I'm not going to grade it at all until something happens here. We got to see this play out. I've said that multiple times. I love the David hire, not this hire. They're virtually the same. Like, you're taking a risk on both. You're taking a risk on both guys. So we'll see how they both work out, though. Hail the Commanders, Doug Williams' son. Yeah, hail the Commanders, as always, man. It is Doug Williams' son. So yeah, Commanders hired Doug Williams' son to be the new quarterbacks coach here in Washington. This is the guy that Jaden Daniels going to, spend all his time with. So if they were to get Flores, that would show a lot from AP and Quinn. That would show their ability to close. That would show their ability to bring in these dogs. And that would show their ability to be able to close. And I would love that. Again, if you want to see my opinion on Brian Flores, check out the video from earlier today. Seems like Dan Quinn is definitely going all in. Something like that, I don't know if you would call it all in, but like, I feel like paying Mike McDaniel the bag would be all in, and bringing a very experienced and sort of a Brian Flores or Jonathan Gannon for defensive coordinator, paying them the bag would be all in. However, he's going all in on the young guys, right? I love that, but he's going in on the young guys. I'll say that. Pause. Hardcore fan, have season tickets for quite a while, and I respect it. I wasn't sure if you were or not, so I respect it, man. Keep it in house, no snakes. Welcome. Yeah, Mike is a future offensive coordinator in 2 years. Wanted him also. Mike Bercovici, yeah, for the Panthers. I wanted him too. I'm not gonna sit back and whine over that. Like, I don't know what he would have done here. If he would have been anything great, anything fantastic, but certainly I would have liked to give him a chance, right? But DJ Williams is gonna get his chance first. So we're getting young in coaching. Does this mean we will get a younger team? I mean, sure, they're going to try to go younger. Yeah, they're going to have to, right? All these guys that are on 1 year's deals that are on free agent, like, they're not that are free agents, they're not re-signing them. They're not going to do that. So, yeah, that's it. It's not specifically that's the coaching's going to lead to a younger team, but it's just because we need to get younger in general. So, and everyone knows it. DJ Williams is taking this as a lateral move, so he earned a quarterback coach position on his own already. Yeah, he did. He did. So I already told you his trajectory. So 2017, was working in training camp with the Saints. 2018 through 2019, like continued to work his way up. 2023, he was working with Derek Carr as the quarterback's coach. Gave Derek Carr a solid year in 2023, and really has worked his way up ever since, and kind of just built his name. So, 25. He's not 25. I doubt that. I don't believe that anymore. He's been in the league since 2017. Yeah, he has. It's crazy. Doug Williams is already in his year and will be more so probably not a bad thing. Probably not a bad thing. No. Hopefully Doug's happy with this. Again, the point of this is not to make Doug happy, but you sure love to see the legend happy. So. I'm by the way, guys, I'm sure we can find somewhere DJ Williams' age. I'm sure somewhere we can find it. DJ Williams might be our next offensive coordinator. Yeah, I think David Blau is going to be here for a good bit first. So we'll see if you're right. I like the hire, but I think I like the guy from Carolina. I talked about him too. Yeah, the Arizona State connection feels much stronger in my opinion. That's what I also talked about. Like, there's no ties here for DJ Williams. Besides that his dad's Doug Williams. And this is going to be the guy that Jaden spends all of his time with. So I just felt like, maybe Berkovici would have been better, would have been a better option, would have been more safer. But I don't know what separated DJ Williams from Mike Berkovici. I'm not sure what separated the two. I'm not sure. I would love to figure that information out. After David Blau. Again, I don't see that happening, but hey, I mean, that it does happen a lot. At the end of the day, it's the players that matter. Better get some talent. Yeah, again, I wouldn't overlook this quarterback coach move, right? I would definitely not overlook that, but it is the players that matter. And Jaden Daniels is an elite quarterback. We know this. So they're going to get along just fine. I have a feeling. We can all see where where the league is trending. If these hires don't succeed, the turkey neck will be unemployed, and we will look for a young offensive-minded head coach. That's what we're leaning. That's what I wanted all along. So if that is the case, then that's kind of what I wanted all along. These hires better work out, or else he's going to get flamed. Excuse me. Yeah, he's going to get flamed if these hires don't work out. So yeah, they better work out. 25 is a good age. Sean McVay was super young when he got started. Yeah, I wouldn't be for sure about that. I don't know if that guy was right in the comment section. I wouldn't be right about that. But if he is, you're right. 17 or 18, he's starting the league. That's crazy. Yeah, again, do not count on that guy that said that. We breed coaches tired of letting them go. That's true. I mean, yeah, we're going to develop these guys. We're going to develop them. Like, we got a lot of work to do with them. So, yeah, I agree with you. DJ in his late 20s, early 30s. That guy that's 43 is also named DJ Williams, but he is not the son of Doug Williams. I know that. Yeah. So I told the guy that said he was 43. I told the guy that was a Broncos linebacker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know that's not the DJ Williams. So, yeah, I got you. He graduated in 2015 from college, 30s. Yeah. Okay. For as long as our third string quarterback been in the league and has played for half the league, he can coach a quarterback, LMAO. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's a smart thought. 40-year-old Josh Johnson. I was thinking about this earlier, like Sam Hartman, him becoming a coach. Like him, because obviously he's not going to work out in the NFL. He sucks. He's trash. He's just here because Jaden Daniels loves him. We all know that. And what's a practice squad spot? Like, what if he became a coach? No, I'm not saying for the Commanders. I don't want him to become a coach for the Commanders. I don't want him here any longer. But what if Sam Hartman would become a coach? Like, you could do that. And Josh Johnson, with all the teams he's playing, he would be a heck of a quarterback's coach or an assistant quarterback's coach. That's for sure, man. So, and they could, like, if he wants to be around the NFL, like, he's not coming back next year as a player. So if they say like, hey, can we possibly get you in as assistant quarterbacks coach? Right? Can we work a deal out with you? And maybe something like that would happen. So I believe DJ Williams is somewhere around 31 or 32 or so. So that's the consensus. Yeah. So that's what he's either 31, 32, 33, somewhere in that range. He was Grambling State from 2011 to 2014, assuming he was 17 or 18 when he started school. That would imply he was born in 1993 or 1994. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael, for the information. Yes. Yes. So we figured out, we've nailed it down. He's in that early 30s stage. So he's 32. Okay. I figure we could find somewhere there would be an idea of his age. So Daniels wasn't good at Arizona State, so I don't get the point of any of those connections. He was good at LSU. Oh, just because they had already worked together, right? It doesn't matter if he was good or not, just because they've already spoken. He already knows Jaden's strengths. So, but I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I do. I definitely see what you're saying. Isn't the point of a practice squad spot to actually practice? Hard pass on Hartman. Yeah, they don't care. They just, they're gonna help Jaden Daniels out and give him what he wants most of the time. So, yeah. Love the idea of Flores, but believe idea is all it is. Get Gannon. I'd rather have Flores than Gannon, but yeah, Gannon seems more realistic, to be honest. So, that was the last comment. So, we are going to get out of here. DJ Williams is the new quarterbacks coach of the Washington Commanders. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you guys go check out my video from earlier if you have not done so. That was talking about Brian Flores, Jonathan Gannon, the whole DC search situation. Otherwise, though, I'm going to get out of here. Make sure you guys leave a like on this stream on the way out. Please leave a like on the way out. Please subscribe on the way out. Please subscribe on the way out, trying to reach 4K subscribers. I'll catch y'all tomorrow for probably just a video, and then Friday probably try to do another live stream. We'll see. So that's going to do it for me. You guys take care. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. Hail to the Washington Commanders as always. I'll see you guys.